Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Midweek Reset with Anna. I'm Sandy, and of course, our Self Care Doula is here, and it is summer, and we have been moving and shaking. This is my favorite time of year. But let me tell you, I have not stopped. I just went to the Outlaws Festival last night, and it was like a spiritual experience. It's like I started a religion for music, which I did. So People's Congregation of Shakers and Movers is a high vibe tribe of people that literally has made music their religion. Any activity that raises the vibration for all mankind, we support. So yoga, breathwork, sound healing, all of these things. So thank you to all of our members who support this programming. I'd also like to shout out Irie Bliss Wellness, because they also support this programming. And as you know, tomorrow is the 4th of July. So this is the last day to take advantage of our 25% off all pet product sale. Just a little plug, because guys, I was up at my camp this weekend and there were 4 dogs, and 3 out of the 4 dogs when the fireworks went off were freaking out. And I got bit by a dog actually on the 3rd of July. So this is my anniversary of my dog attack during a fireworks show.
Scary.
It was really scary. Almost lost my finger. So guys, if you have a dog and you have fireworks, please don't bring the dog into the equation, lock them up, put them in the house, get them earmuffs, give them CBD. But don't have them around the fireworks, and especially around children, because it happened to me. It could happen to one of your kids. It's a serious public service announcement.
Yeah, because they will even run off. We had one.
One of the dogs
run off into like one of the biggest parks. Like we had to go. I mean, we were searching, and that totally takes the fun out of the 4th.
It takes a lot. Yeah, Shadow ran away. Exact same thing happened to us this weekend. So again, and Marika didn't know that the fireworks were about to happen.
Yeah,
so
poor Shadow.
just we care about your furry friends. We love them because they are our support species, animals, beings, whatever they are. So anyway, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and I have been doing a little bit of yoga, but it's been on the paddle board. So I haven't done yoga on dry land in a hot minute. So I'm very excited for today because I'm going to be in the car again for 3 hours later, so I need to kind of get moving because I've been a little stiff from all this shaking and, traveling and packing and all that, and dancing and everything. So, Anna, how are you feeling?
Me, good. I'm bouncing back. Yep, very, very busy. I am recovering from some stress over the weekend when your animal gets sick. That's very stressful because they're like your kids, fur babies. So I'm coming out of that, and just really busy. Yoga therapy is picking up, and I'm telling you, yoga therapy, come see me, come talk to me about it, because I was just teaching gentle yoga class this morning, and just my observance of certain things in the bodies that I rattled off in safety and how to practice and how to support your body and not create more discomfort in your body, kyphosis, a rounding of the spine, bulged discs, herniated discs, anything like that, high blood pressure. Anyway, I named all of those off, and I had a gentleman come up to me, and he's like, you just basically rattled off everything, like diagnosed me, like everything that I have. And so he signed up with me right away, but he didn't just come up to me and say that. He got very emotional, which was very touching, because when people see you and I see you, it connects with you. So, it's like people want to be seen. And if you're, going to take on this practice, or even not, you don't have to be a yogi to come into yoga therapy. We all carry trauma, and that's another thing. We all carry trauma after trauma after trauma. So I cover everything under the umbrella of yoga, and you'd be surprised what can come out of a session, because you may think you may be coming in for something, but then there's a root cause for something else. And so, it's very surprising, very connecting, because it's one-on-one with me. And come on, you want to come hang out with me?
It's true. Anna is an expert at helping us release all of the things that no longer serve us, right? Yeah, and I actually have a friend that was supposed to have surgery on her back, and then she found yoga and ended up not having to have surgery. So you can heal yourself.
You can.
And so anyway, how do people find you if they want to book a session?
So I do have a business card here, but you can always email the general info, and they will to the PCSNM page. You can reach out that way. You can reach out through Irie Bliss even. You can
DM on your Instagram. How do they find you on Instagram?
On Instagram, yogi_depaz. That's DEPAZ. You can message me there. I don't have a Facebook page yet, but you can find me on Instagram. So
that's easier.
Yeah, that's easier.
Yeah.
And I like Instagram.
And I'm telling you guys, Anna has helped me so much, and I'm gonna just take it away. I think we should just do some yoga.
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to do some yoga?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We're going to do some deep breathing first.
All right.
Settle our bodies in.
And I'm going to have to take my dress off, and I'm sorry you guys can't see, but it's going to be kind of like Nikki yoga. Ha ha.
I get to see. Nobody else gets to see. All right, my friends. So, it's coming up on the 4th. There's a lot of traffic out there. There's a lot of traffic on the highway. There's road rage going on. It's hot and people's temperatures rise, not only in their body temperatures, but also their emotions. Heat can be irritating, humidity can be irritating, and not only to the emotions, but to our joints as well. So if you're feeling a little stiffer today, the humidity is higher, and this is a perfect practice to release the joints and anything in the emotional space that is not feeling comfortable. All right, so on the way here, if you are experiencing a lot of anger, and this is just what came in, if you think this is really silly, it's really not. Actually, it's one of the ways that I work through my anger when I really had a lot of rage inside me is go out and scream your head off, or grab a pillow and scream into the pillow, because sometimes we just need a good scream, a good yell, and that's a release from the body. Dancing, moving, bouncing, and breathing. So let's get into our breathing. We're going to start with a little box breath. So we're just evenly counting the inhales and the exhales to the count of 4. You can visualize a box just so. And on the inhale, we'll do to a count of 4 and take a little pause at the top of the breath. Then exhale, pause at the bottom of the breath. Inhale, pause at the top of the breath, and exhale, pausing, and so forth. And I like to introduce this breath because box breath is taught to Navy SEALs, the military, and it is a breath that you can do anywhere. If you don't have time to scream your head off out in the forest, or out being by yourself, or don't feel like grabbing a pillow, use your breath. Box breath is the perfect breath. So let's take some nice breaths in and out just to settle the body. Breath in and out the nose. And not changing anything, just your normal rhythm of your breath. And of course, before we move into the breath, I just want you to come in and step into your intention. Remembering your intention throughout your practice, and remembering that it is intentions that drive our actions. It's through these intentions that we carry this practice and take the benefits of this practice once we're out of this space. A little soft gaze or a close of the eyes. Beginning to feel the mind settle and the body settle. Hands can be relaxed in any way. Find your comfortable seat. So if you're not comfortable with your seats, with your legs crossed, if you're more comfortable in a chair, find your comfort. Extend the legs or lie down any way that's comfortable to you so that you can access your breath in a more focused way. And so we're going to begin by taking a nice deep breath in and counting to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm drawing the square. Pause at the top of the breath. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause at the bottom of the breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. And pause at the top of the breath. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause at the bottom of the breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause. On your own, inhaling. Pausing. Exhaling. Pausing. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. One more cycle. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. To end the box, inhale. Pause and exhale. Let all the air out of the lungs. And come back to the natural rhythm of your breath. And notice how you feel, what's changed. And I often get asked, how long do you do this breath, or how long do you have to do it before you start feeling? That's really an individual sensation. So I do it for I think we did it for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and you start to really feel your nervous system calm. All right, my friends, use this breath in the car, anytime, on a walk, and it becomes a meditation as well. Nice deep breath in. Let's extend the arms out and inhale, arms up, palms press, palms come to heart. Inhale, palms rise. Exhale, press everything away. Shift side to side to loosen the hips and circles with the body. And circles in the opposite direction. And come to center. Let's inhale the arms up. Flip the palms, lower the hands down. in front of you and begin to feel the grounding of the sits bones. So if you don't feel your bones, your sits bones, rotate the flesh outward from the top of the thighs so you can feel those sits bones, and then realign by stretching up, flipping the palms, and gently lowering the hands. From here, lengthen through the crown. So you want to keep that length all the way from the base of the spine. So feel those sits bones ground, those hip points, and then as you begin to feel yourself more comfortable, maybe walking the hands forward, keeping the length in the spine, just hinging at the hips without rounding the spine. Our automatic instinct is to round. So what you want to do here is lengthen. And what we're encouraging with the length in the spine is the extension, or the length of it, so that you can grow taller, creating space between the vertebrae. Walk the hands a little bit more maybe, or stay right where you are. And then gently walk yourself back. So it's not how low you go, it's how comfortable you feel extending those arms and hinging at the hips. Coming back up, inhale, arms come up. And exhale, gently lower. Hands at the knees or the lap, and let's do seated cat-cow. On the inhale, press the heart forward, take the shoulders back, and gently extend the spine, taking the gaze up to the sky. On the exhale, gently rounding in or coming into a neutral spine if rounding is not for you. Inhale, press the heart forward, shoulders back, take the gaze up. Nice deep breath in, and exhale. Exhale it all out. On the inhale, you can even bring those hands towards the tops of the thighs to open up and spread those shoulders back. On the exhale of the front body, coming into a rounding or neutral spine and sliding the hands forward. Inhale, lead with the heart, take the gaze up. Expand the chest by taking those shoulders back if you're going to slide the hands back. And then exhale, gently coming into neutral spine or rounding, taking the chin towards the chest. From here, gently come back to center and take that left ear to the left shoulder. And you can extend the arms out. Notice that any micro movements or any movements with the arms or the shoulders is going to change the stretch. Find what's comfortable for you. And maybe even a little rotation just to notice where that tightness is, and hold where you're maybe not feeling so comfortable so you can release that tightness in that area. From here, take that right hand to the left, top of the left ear, and gently weigh the head with the hand. Option here to bring that right arm behind you. All right, we're going to release that right arm if you brought it behind you. Then you're going to pivot the hand, and the palm of that right hand is going to come behind the crown, the back of the head, and you're going to gently tilt the head up and gaze up at an angle towards the sky. It's not going to feel comfortable. This is definitely getting into the neck and shoulders in a different way and getting into those muscles that lead into the skull. Sometimes those muscles, if they're not stretched, when you're all tensed up, can cause tension headaches. So this is a good release. Tilt the head up a little higher if that feels okay to you. Slowly, slowly. And then extend that left arm down, shoulder away from the ear. So this is a really deep stretch. And actually, I give credit to my brother, who is a chiropractor and did this to me because I was complaining about a tension headache. All right, so from here, gently rotating back to center slowly and releasing. Same thing, opposite side. Left ear to left shoulder first. You can extend both arms, drop those shoulders down so you're not feeling like you're hunched or drawing that shoulder to the ear. You want to drop those shoulders down and take the ear towards the shoulder. Don't forget to breathe. Then on the next breath, left hand to the top of the right ear. Let that hand weigh. So you're still drawing that ear towards the shoulder. Again, if you want to bring that right arm behind you to change it so it's opening up the front of the right shoulder and changing the stretch. It can feel intense. There's intensity in the stretch just depending on what's going on in your neck and shoulders. So take it easy and be compassionate with yourself. Breathe through the tension. Release that right arm, and then we're going to pivot that palm to the back of the head. And then we're going to pull that palm back and take the head with us at an angle. Draw the shoulders down, away from the ears. And then if it feels good to exercise the eyes, well, actually exercising the eyes won't feel good, but you can take a peek at that far corner to exercise your eyes, because our eyes also need stretching. Our eye muscles get very, very lazy because they just hang out for a lifetime. So if we don't move our eyes or exercise our eyes, it weakens the muscles in our eyes, contributing to poor eyesight and tired eyes. Gently begin to rotate the head back, slowly releasing that left arm and bringing it back. All right, from here, gentle side to side. Nice deep breaths. And then come back to center and circles with the nose. Gentle cervical spine movements. Come back to center. And rotate in the opposite direction. And then we come back to center. Let's release our legs, bring the knees up, and bring the hands behind us. Let's windshield wiper. So you can take the feet wide if that feels more comfortable, or a little hip distance apart, and just gently windshield wiper to loosen up the hips from our seat or wherever you are. And then let's come to a tabletop position. Tabletop, stacking those shoulders over the wrists. Hands are nice and wide, hips over the knees. Feet are flat, or you can curl the toes under if you want a nice stretch underneath the feet. From here, extend the hands forward, and then gently shift the hips back, coming into a puppy pose. Lower the heart towards the mat, taking a little bow. From here, on the inhale, we're going to shift forward and take a grounded up dog. Feet are flat, and then inhale, we're going to come back and take our puppy pose. I'm just curling my toes under. That feels good to me. You can also do it with the feet flat. See what feels good to you and go with that. Inhale, sweeping forward, taking a grounded up dog, shoulders back, and press back into puppy pose. Let's do a couple of more of these, just flowing through. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, hips back. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, come back to puppy. Tent the fingers if that feels good.
Draw the shoulders back away from the ears. Feel those scapulas slide closer together. All right, from here, let's slide that right arm underneath the left and take a little thread of the needle. Take that right temple down to the mat. And breathe. So even gentle movement side to side, just to see where you need that stretch in the back of that right shoulder. Maybe gently shifting the hips back. Another breath here, and then gently lifting back up, extending that right arm, shifting the hips back, bowing the head, and then gently taking that left arm underneath the right, left temple down to the mat. Nice deep breaths. On the exhale, just let go what isn't serving you. Let it go. One more breath, and then let's transition back to center. 10th of fingers, maybe drop the heart down if that feels good. Reach the hips back, and then walk the hands back to your tabletop. So we're back in our table, shoulders over the wrists and hips over the knees. From here, let's sway side to side to reset the hips and nice big circles with the body. Take it in both directions. Beautiful. Come back to center. Extend that right leg long. Tuck the navel towards the back of the spine. Toes point down. Square the hips to the mat. Readjust your hands underneath the shoulders. And extend that left arm long, coming into extended tabletop. Reach in opposite directions. And then gently bring everything back. Reset the hips side to side. Extend left leg long. And if this feels uncomfortable, drop the toes. Just because I have them high doesn't mean you have to. You can definitely get into those hamstrings or lengthen the body by gently pressing through the heel. I'm going to lift my leg back up. Toes point down, square the hips to the mat. Extend that right arm. Lengthen in opposite directions. And then gently bring everything back to tabletop. From here, gently tucking those feet under, those curling the toes in, and walk the hands back towards the knees and sit up on your toes. So we're stretching the bottoms of the feet here. If it feels uncomfortable, it's supposed to, because we don't really get into our feet much. And it's okay. Nice deep breaths.
The dress came off.
Woo! Love it. All right. So uncurl the toes if that doesn't feel good. And then curl again if you want to get back into it, or stay on the heels. All right, from here, inhale, arms come up, hips come up. Reach up, reach back, press the hips forward. On the exhale, we're going to gently sway those arms back and take a little bow. Inhale, reach up, reach back. Exhale, take that bow. Inhale, reach up, reach back. Exhale, take the bow. Inhale, reach up, reach back. Exhale, take that bow. And exhale it through the mouth if that feels good. Last one. Arms come back up. And then gently, arms by your side.
All right, let's get into the abductors. We're going to extend that left leg long, parallel the foot to the mat. And let's take the arms up and exhale, lower. Inhale, right arm up and over. Stretching that right side body. And gently come back down. Let's extend to the other side, making a beautiful angle with our body. And then float that arm down. Inhale, both arms up, parallel to the ears. Flip the palms, bring those hands down. Hands underneath the shoulders. From here, bring those hips back towards the back of the mat. And if you need a little cushion for your knee, you can double the mat or use a blanket to support the knees. From here, you can begin to drop down or use a block to support the body. To keep the height. Or you can drop down and use a block to support your head. Getting into the inner leg, inner thigh. Again, stretching doesn't always feel comfortable, and that's why a lot of us don't do it. But once we do it, it's kind of like, once we show up and do it, it feels so much better. Inhale, rise, hands underneath the shoulders. And then bring that leg back. Find your tabletop, sway side to side, or circle the hips, anything that feels good to reset the hips. Okay, tabletop once again. Extend that right leg long, parallel the foot to the mat. And you're gonna extend it as far as you're comfortable. And your abductor is going to speak. So that's going to tell you, okay, that's enough. That's good. So you're going to shift the hips back. And then walk the hands up, lift the body up. Let's inhale, both arms up. Exhale, lower the arms. Inhale, left arm over. And then switch sides. Make that beautiful angle. Inhale, lengthen through the fingertips of that right arm. And then gently come back to center. Inhale, both arms up. Flip the palms, lower those hands down underneath the shoulders, and begin to gently shift the hips back as you lower the body. Support your head. Or you can bring the head all the way down. And you can even extend the arms. Do what feels good to you. Adjust your body so you can hang out comfortably. So you don't want to feel uncomfortable in a posture completely. You find ease in the posture. There's always opposites playing in yoga. So you'll find that tension and that ease at the same time. On the next breath, gently rise, bring those hands underneath the shoulders, and then we're gonna bring back that leg back to our tabletop and sway the body to reset. Okay, let's curl the toes under, shift into a down dog. Lift the hips high, press the heart towards the thighs. Heels don't have to touch the mat, or you can always support the heels with, gosh, now they sell wedge blocks, so you can actually place a wedge block underneath, or you can use a blanket. Let me show you what it looks like with a blanket. If you have a blanket and the heels don't want to drop, I didn't put it evenly, but the blanket will support the heels. Pull the navel in, heart towards the thighs, gazing towards the ankles, but not tucking the chin. Keep the length in the spine.
Inner elbows point towards each other. Take a nice deep breath, lift the heels high, bend the knees, take a hover. And then let's walk the feet to meet the hands at the top of the mat. Take a forward fold. Bend the knees as much as it feels good. Bend into one knee and the other. Take a ragdoll here if that's comfortable for you. And if you're feeling dizzy or getting any kind of vertigo, lift the body up. So that has to do with the vestibular system in the ear. So you want to lift up if you're feeling any dizziness, and that will help alleviate that. Otherwise, bring your body down, let your body weigh heavy. And maybe take a sway, a bind elbow to elbow. All right, hands on the shins, half lift, lengthen through the crown, pull the navel in, tilt the tail. Reverse swan dive, inhale, come all the way up. Let your palms touch and palms come to heart. Take a moment here just to listen to your wisdom body to see what your body's saying. Nice deep breath, arms come up. Reach up, reach back, and then come back to center. Take a bind here if it's accessible for you. Bring those arms back, open up the chest. A little side to side. Slowly. One more side to side. And get it to the opposite side, and come back to center. Take a nice deep breath and float the arms down, roll the shoulders. And then roll them forward. You can bend the elbows or bend the knees if you want to get into the other joints. And then release the arms, let it go. Even kick out the legs if that feels good. All right, come back and realign. Nice deep breath. We're going to go into a low lunge. Arms come up. Look up at the palms. Press the hips forward. Reach back. Nice strong legs. Swan dive down, forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins for your half lift. And exhale, plant those palms. Right foot steps back. Take that knee down. Let's shift it forward and back. Stack that front knee over the ankle. Inhale, arms come up. Reach up, reach back. On the next breath, opening up to the left side. Inhale, right arm over the right ear, just reaching back. And then windmill the arms down. Bracket that front foot. Curl the toes under. We're going to take a little twist over to the left side. Ground that right arm. And you can do this with the knee down, or you can lift that back knee up. Rotate that right rib cage towards the sky. And breathe. Option here to flip the palm, bring that arm hand behind you and take a bind. Release the bind. And we'll float our arm down, bracket that front foot. All right. Options. You can step it forward and come to a forward fold at the top of the mat to avoid coming into plank. Okay, so we're going to come into plank here, and you can come to a modified plank. Turn those inner elbows towards each other, and by doing that, you can take that index finger forward. We're going to do a little half push-up here, and then gently come back, shift the hips back, find your puppy, grounded sweep of an up dog. Curl the toes under, find your plank or modified plank, and find your down dog. Inhale, heels high, bend the knees, switch the gaze between the hands, And walk or hop your feet to meet the hands at the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins for your half lift, and then reverse swan dive. Inhale, arms come up, palms touch, palms come to heart. Inhale, arms up, palms up, reach back, press the hips forward, and exhale, forward fold. Hands on the shins for your half lift. Exhale, plant those palms, step it back with that left foot, ground that left knee, and gently shift the hips back and shift the hips forward. All right, from here, gently shift the hips back for little half splits, and then stack that knee over the ankle. We're going to open up to the right side. So again, you can do this with the knee down or lift the knee up and find your twist. You can take the bind by flipping the palm and reaching behind you. Rotate that left rib cage up towards the sky, opening up the front of the shoulder. Strong back leg, ground that front big toe, ground that left palm in, and you got this. On the next breath, release the bind if you've taken it, and lower that arm. Front foot steps back, find your plank or modified plank. Come all the way down, sweep up, grounded up dog. From here, press, lift those knees, find your down dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees, and walk your feet to meet your hands, forward fold. Hands on the shins for your half lift, and root to rise. Come all the way up. Palms touch, palms come to heart. Take a moment. Is your breath body speaking? Slow down the breath in and out the nose. If it helps to count to 4, you're welcome to count to 4. And notice how the heart rate changes as you slow down your breathing. So it takes a moment, but you're in control of your breath. So whenever you start to feel that breath come out of control, you know what tools to pull out of your yoga toolbox. Take a nice deep breath in. Reach up and reach back. Exhale, forward fold. Hands on the shins, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms. We're going to step it back with that left foot because I left something out. Inhale, arms come up. Reach back so we even out on the left side. We're going to open up to the right side. That's what I left out. And then reach over with that left arm. Now we're even. Inhale, windmill the arms down. Curl the toes under that back leg or that back foot and then step it back. All right, so we're gonna do a side plank. You can lower that right knee to take your side plank, and then you're gonna pivot that left foot and reach up, or coming from plank, you're gonna pivot the heels and stack or scissor and open up to your side plank. Lift that left hip up. Again, it can look like this or this. Come back to center, switch sides. Either dropping that left knee, opening up to the left, to that right side, heels pivot to the left, open up, lift the hips. And gently come back to center. Lower the knees, lower all the way down. Hands underneath the shoulders, chin on the mat. Take a nice deep breath in, press all 10 toes in, tuck the elbows, find your cobra. baby cobra. Nice deep breath in, exhale, lower. Arms by your side. Take that left cheek to the mat and let it go. Hands underneath the shoulders, chin back to center. Nice deep breath as you press all 10 toes into the mat and lift the heart, slide the heart forward. Find your cobra. Take the gaze up to the sky without lifting the chin. One more breath, one more lift, and gently lower. Arms by your side, and right cheek to mat. Chin back to center, and you can move your arms if you feel like it, bend the knees, and gently windshield wiper. And you can even just do it with your head to the side. Okay, so we're gonna do a quad stretch here. And remember, we always have options. So depending on what you feel like doing or your yoga practice, you can either, we're gonna keep those knees bent and reach back and reach for the feet. You can even use a strap here to take a quad stretch. Bring the knees and the feet together. Bring those shoulders back and then draw those heels towards your buttocks to take a quad stretch. Or we're gonna go into bow. Chin at the center of the mat. This isn't my favorite posture, which means that I may need it. But it's not how high you go. So it may look intimidating, but it's really just about what it's doing to your body. So knees together, feet together. On the inhale, gently lift the chest, kick the legs up, take the gaze up, and find your bow. And then gently lower. Snap, crackle, pop, release. Left cheek to mat. Circulation is flowing. Chin back to mat. Bend the knees. Reach for the feet. Bring the feet closer together and the knees together. Take your quad stretch, bringing those shoulders back and drawing those heels towards the buttocks. And if you're doing the quad stretch, notice what it feels like to kick those legs back. So you're using those muscles, those upper thigh muscles, those upper quads to lift up. That's the beginning of bow. Remember, every posture is little baby steps, little steps. On the inhale, we're gonna come into bow, lift the chest, kick the legs up, take the gaze up, and lower. Release, right cheek to mat. Back strengthening and all that blood circulate through the body. All right, we're gonna get into full locust. On the in-breath, we're gonna lift the body up just like a baby on its tummy. Nice deep breath in. Everything's gonna lift. Arms lift back, legs lift, and gently lower. Left cheek to mat. Second set, chin comes back to center. Inhale, gentle lift. Everything comes off the floor. And exhale, lower. Hands underneath the shoulders, bend the knees, and windshield wiper. Head can go to any side. And then lower the feet, bring the chin back to center, and gently lift your body back up. Find your puppy. And then find your table. Bring the hips back towards the heels. And from here, take a nice deep breath in. Arms come up. Exhale, lower. All right. Option 2, take a wide-legged child's pose here. Or if you're ready for Shavasana, you're welcome to come back down to the mat on your back. So I'm going to extend the arms forward. Really do what's best for you. And melt the heart down. Around the forehead, either on a block or the mat. Walk the hands to the right side. Maybe layering that right palm on the left, and feel that left hip reach that left heel. Nice deep breath in and come to center. Exhale, walk it over to the left side. Right hand layers on top of the left. Take a bow. Reach that right hip towards the right heel. And come back to center. Take a little bow. And then walk the hands back towards the knees. Knees come back to center. And switch those hips to one side. Swing the legs around. And come back to the center of your mat. I think I keep scooting. All right. All right. Hands behind you, windshield wiper. And let's bring in a balancing pose. So we didn't do a balance on our feet necessarily, standing, but we're going to do a seated boat pose. So remember the play of opposites. Heart presses forward as you gently lean back. Use your core, navel pulls in, and begin to lift the legs parallel to the floor, or begin to tap and do what you're comfortable with. This is your practice. I'm just a guide, and you do what feels good to you. Extend the legs up. When you're ready, and then gently lower. Soles of the feet come back to the mat and lower all the way down. Take a full body stretch, arms over the head. Right knee to chest. Flex both feet. Take your twist. Guide that knee across the body to the left side. Extend that right arm out to the right side. And you can even take it into a cactus position. So that's going to open up the front of the shoulder and chest a little bit differently than just extending the arm. And come back to center slowly. Full body stretch, arms over the head. Lengthen in both directions. Reach for that left knee to chest. Flex both feet. Really squeeze in. And then guide that knee across the body to the right side. Extend that left arm out and gaze over to the left side. Again, you can take your arm to a half cactus. And gently bring yourself back to center and squeeze in. Extend full body stretch. Both knees to chest squeeze in. tuck the chin. So this isn't easy. For a long time, it took me, I had to lift my body to reach my knees and then lower down. So just remember, do what feels good to you. I've been stretching all morning, so now it's a little easier, but I tell you, first thing in the morning, it's not as easy. Nice deep breaths, tuck the chin, take those shoulders to the mat, and squeeze. So we're squeezing the inner organs here, tight little ball, and release, full body stretch. Arms by your side, take the legs up to the sky. So I was being asked today, legs up the wall, the benefits, and one of them is that it helps relieve insomnia. 7 minutes of legs up the wall. You could use a chair or against the wall or against the couch or against your bed. 7 minutes for 7 days. Helps alleviate insomnia. It worked for me. And when I come into that cycle again, because we all have our cycles, that's a tool that I use to help me. I bring that into my nighttime routine, and it really helps a lot. So you can take a supported, a supported legs up to the wall by taking a block or a bolster underneath the sacrum or low back, and do it effortlessly by lifting the sacrum. From here, lower the legs, find your bridge position, and here's supported bridge. Tuck the shoulders underneath the body. On the inhale, gently lift the hips up, chest travels to chin, and then gently lower. Again, supported bridge, you can stay right here, and right here on the second set, inhale, lift the hips up, chest to chin, and lower all the way down. Knees to chest, hands on top of the knees, 4 knee circles. And then any last movements you would like to make to find yourself in your final resting pose or shavasana. Inviting you to find the most comfortable position for you to exhale and release any leftover tension, if any, out of the body. Let your toes fall open. Maybe tuck the shoulders underneath the body. Open the palms up to the sky. Shavasana. Let yourself feel heavy, and at the same time feeling that lightness in the body, like you're floating on water, rippling in the water. You can stay here as long as you want, or you can begin to come back to your mat, wiggling your toes and your fingers, maybe bringing the knees into chest, or take a full body stretch. Bend the knees and roll over to your right side when you're ready, cradling your head or grounding your third eye. And when you're ready, use your hands to press your body weight back up and meet me in seated, or stay in your shavasana. Today, I seal clasp, bringing my hands together at the heart center as we always do. Sealing clasp together,
Bringing our hands to our third eye as a reminder to think kind thoughts, to our lips to speak kind words, and back down to our hearts as a reminder to live life fully with love, joy, inner strength, lots of courage, compassion, and lots of grace. From my heart to yours, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so grateful to be here. Namaste.